Hi and welcome back to the service park. We're at M Sport Ford World Rally Team and with Ford Performance's Mike Norton. Mike, we're not going to talk about Ford Puma rally cars. We're going to talk about something else that is electric. Ford Performance's electric SuperVan. Just give us a little insight before we have a bit of a look around. What is it?
Exactly as you said. I mean, this is our Ford Performance Ford Pro electric SuperVan. So it's actually a heritage of Ford. This is the fourth in line of SuperVans. The first SuperVan we made in 1971. Then SuperVan 2 came along in 1981. SuperVan 3, I think, was 1994. So the difference, as you said, you know, all of those vans were either powered by GT40 engines or DFVs, you know, V6 turbos, where this one is all electric.
Well, let's go and have a look. Let's go and get in and have a bit of an insight into something. The first thing I noticed though, Mike, is there's no engine bit. I appreciate it's electric, but there's nothing in there. Just give us an insight to what is underneath the bonnet, so to speak.
Well, it does look more empty than normal, but there is quite a lot going on in here. So in terms of the engine, correct, there's no combustion engine, but there is two electric motors. So there's two electric motors at the front, two at the rear, and we'll see those in a second. In between those two is sandwiched a single-speed transmission at the front. So each of the motors is just under 400 kilowatts, and we've got four of those, so that equates to just over 2,000 horsepower, which is, this thing is quite phenomenal. And the other thing you see here is this big ducting. We call this our Le Mans duct, because this ducting starts at the front and goes all the way through the entire vehicle, and then comes out the rear. And housed halfway down is the cooling for the battery. So very unique.
Right, 2,000 brake horsepower. We obviously need someone to drive that. So let's go and have a look inside the cockpit then, yeah?
So the cockpit itself, very, very usual for most people involved in rally racing. You know, this is its tarmac specification. So pedal box, steering wheel, full FIA safety equipment. It's like any normal race car you see. The unique bit about particularly this Ford Pro element of the SuperVan is its connectivity elements. So you can see the driver's dash in front of the steering wheel, but next to that you can see the sync screen. So this comes from our road car technology, and this van is fully connected in every way, just like our e-transit customers have, and like the fleet managers that own those vans. It's all about productivity accelerated, as it says on the side of the van. So they might use it for things like understanding where their vans are they on schedule, where the next charge is required, where the next charge is. So again, same as this van, if our driver wants to find somewhere to the nearest service station, they can. It's fully connected, it's got sat-nav, and you can go to Tesco's and plug this in and charge it up with its CCS2 charge point. So it's fully connected, but it's also a race van.
Okay, well, you said about the back of the vehicle. Let's go and have a look in the back, because I don't see much loading capacity in the back of here.
Well, you're right. There's a bit of a void in there, and we will be adding some features, particularly for some other work. But there will be a cargo element to the van. Here you can see the shiny silver pieces at the back there. You can see that's the vertical radiator for the cooling I mentioned, and that comes all the way out to the back on top of the diffuser. On the rear, again, you've got the two motors, and importantly, there's a two-speed transmission at the rear. One with a relatively or a much lower ratio than the front, and then a second ratio, and that's for the hyper acceleration.
So Mike, obviously this year in 2022 the World Rally Championship went hybrid. You've got an electric powered van. How is the synergy between the two so important to Ford?
Well, certainly in Europe, you know, everything is becoming electric drivetrain. You know, that's the future of our company, certainly in Europe. So what we learned from this van is all about how the cells react, how the battery reacts, you know, in terms of energy deployment, and it's similar on WRC. We get that same learning. Okay, the unit we know comes from compact dynamics, but there's a lot we need to do and understand, which we can feed all of those learnings back to our road car teams.
Okay, so the World Rally Championship, and this is super important. This van, not a car, the cars you're going to see on the power stage, but this van also we will see tomorrow on the Wolf power stage. So keep a lookout for that. But Mike, thank you very much.
Julian,
what a great insight.
Thank you very much.